Hello everyone. Now we will see derivation of the flexural formula, or even we can say that the bending stress formula for the bending stress. This is one beam on which we are applying the load W. Due to that, it will get deflected. In that, we are considering the small portion of the beam of having length dx. Now see here, the small section we are considering, this is a dx, and again here it is a pure bending. Now here is the neutral axis of the beam, and due to this the moment it will act at the two ends. Upper side the length it is AC, this is the EF, that is neutral axis, that is the BD lower layer, and here we are considering one small layer GH at a distance y from the neutral axis. Initially, before the bending, the length of AC is equal to EF is equal to GH, and that again equal to BD. When it bends, then this beam it is bent into arc circle, and with having radius r with the center O. Now AC it is moved to A dash C dash, this EF it is moved to E dash F dash, and GH it is now moved to C dash H dash, and BD that is B dash and D dash. Now above the neutral axis there is a compressive stress, below the neutral axis there is a tensile stress. The distance of this neutral axis from the center O is the R, and the imputed angle between this AB dash to C dash D dash is at angle theta. Now the layer which we considered at a distance y from the neutral axis, its distance from center O is equal to, this is the radius plus this distance y, R plus y we will get, where R is the radius of curvature of beam and the theta angle subtended at O. Now we know that the length of the neutral axis it remains constant even after bending. Already we had seen on neutral axis there is no any stress, its length it remains same, that is unchanged. Now that is the EF, this is the initial length, and that is E dash F dash, that is the final length after bend, it is the same one. Now we consider this layer GH at a distance y from the neutral axis, that is this neutral axis is the EF, and this GH it is bent, or it is new length, it is Z dash H dash. Now initial length it is the GH, and that is equal to EF, and that is equal to E dash F dash. EF is the neutral axis and E dash F dash is neutral axis after elongation, but the EF and E dash it remains same. Now this EF dash is equal to, this is the arc of one circle that we can write into radius into theta, so that is the r theta, so here we have written. Now final length of the layer, initial length it is GH, that is r theta, and now final length it is Z dash H dash. Right. Now what it is? The r plus y, again that r into theta, so this is the r, this is y, so r plus y into angle theta, so this is Z dash H dash we will get. So r plus y into theta, this is the radius and this is the subtended angle theta. Now increasing length what it is, we know already, that is the final length minus initial length. So final length what it is, r plus y into theta, and the initial length is r into theta. So here we will put, then we will get, if we expand this bracket, r theta plus y theta minus r theta, so r theta will get cancelled, and we will get this dl equal to y theta. Now this is the change in length of the layer GH which we considered from the neutral axis at a distance y. Now what is the strain? It is a ratio of change in length to the original length, that is delta L upon L. Now delta L is y theta, and original length, that is the EF, that is equal to GH, that is r theta. Right? We already know. So this theta will get cancelled, then we can write y upon r. But we know the equation, that is the strain from the Hooke's law, that is stress is directly proportional to the strain, and if you rearrange that, then the strain equal to, you will get stress upon the Young's modulus. Now I will put this value, the strain is E equal to, so therefore we will get sigma upon E is equal to Y upon R. This is the equation number 1. Now this is the side view or section of the beam. Here we are considering on small area, that is of having area dA at a distance y. You can consider above the neutral axis or below the neutral axis, no problem. But here we are considering above the neutral axis. Now bending stress on this small area. Now on this small area, what is the bending stress it is acting, that we will find out. We know that sigma is equal to E upon R into Y. Now force acting on this small area, whatever this small area we consider, on that what is the force acting. If we know the stress and if we multiply this area, then we will get the force. We know that is force acting on this small elemental area is equal to stress acting on that into the area. So stress into area is equal to force. So therefore dF is equal to stress E upon R into Y. We put this value here in sigma and dA as it is. Now whatever the force acting on this small elemental area, this is the force here on this area. Now if you want the moment, means what it is, force into the perpendicular distance, it is acting at a distance y. So if you multiply, then you will get force into perpendicular distance, that is the moment. Now moment of acting on this small area, what it is, the force acting, which already we calculated here, and the perpendicular distance, that is y. Now we will put this value here. So the moment acting on the small elemental area is equal to force into the perpendicular distance y. Now here E and R are the constant that I will take separate here. So y square dA you will get. But here whatever the moment we calculated, that is of on this small elemental area. If you want to calculate the whole area, then we will take the integration or the summation of all these things. So summation of this moment from neutral axis to outer side, both sides. So total moment is equal to summation of E upon R dA into y square. As E and R is constant, E is the Young's modulus, it is constant for the material, and the radius of curvature, that is again it is constant. So I will take E upon R outside, but that R for that given load. Now this y square dA is nothing but the I, right? So y square dA, summation of y square dA is moment of inertia. So that we will write here I. So therefore we will get M is equal to E upon R into R. So if you rearrange, then M by I equal to E upon R. Bending moment, moment of inertia, that is equal to Young's modulus and radius of curvature. This is equation number 2. Now if you see equation 1 and equation 2, that right hand side E upon R is constant. So we will equate equation 1 and equation 2, we will get M upon I is equal to sigma upon Y is equal to E upon R. So this equation is known as bending stress equation, or even we can call it as a flexural equation, where M is bending moment, I is moment of inertia, sigma is a stress, Y is the distance from neutral axis to the outermost layer, E is the Young's modulus, R is the radius of curvature. Thank you.